So Kitasan Black just came out recently, and many of you probably either just started with that or ended up re-rolling and have a new account. And before you go and make the same mistakes that I did, I wanted to make a video just talking about a few things. So hopefully you can save some resources and don't end up in the same hole I'm in right now. And I think the biggest hole that I'm going to talk about first is monies. This stuff, I did not think it would be this hard to come by. But oh my goodness, is it so hard to get this. I really recommend from the daily shop only buying the alarm clock really, and maybe the parfaits. I know these are tempting. When the game first came out, I was buying these, the shards all the time. I was buying everything. I was buying the entire shop every time I got a daily shop, which you get 3 a day. Get 3 of these a day. So as you can see, this could rack up real quick, especially if you buy a 3-star. These are like 15,000 each, and the monies went quickly. Which I think there's way better ways to use this right now. Eventually, maybe if you get ahead on your monies, you can start buying these. But especially right now, so early in the game, when you need to build so much stuff like support cards and characters, there's just better ways to spend your monies. So I would just recommend the alarm clocks. Which, going off of that, the alarm clocks, I would also recommend not using too many of these. I don't want to spoil too much of what's to come in the future, in case you were avoiding that stuff. But from what I've heard, there's definitely going to be more difficult stuff in the future that you're going to want to save these alarm clocks for. So I would recommend only using these on like really good careers where you think that you have a good chance at getting like a 3-star parent. Like say you have a bunch of stuff at 600 or above, maybe then you'd want to use the alarm clock to make sure that you could get a pretty good shot at getting a good parent. Or say you think you're going to get a good PvP character and you want to get as much stats as possible and continue the career, then I'd use it. But other than that, like if your career is only going okay or bad, I'd just let the career die. Hold the alarm clocks for another time. Back to the monies though. So the big mistake that I made that I really wish I didn't do was potential levels. If you ever played a gacha game before, many of you probably know one of the first things you usually do is you send your characters. It's like how you get more levels for them. Usually they, like if you ever played like a Hoyo game or something, usually it caps out at 20 and then you have to send them and get them to 30. So naturally that was kind of just the first thing I did was I started sending these. I'm like, oh, you got a gold border, that's cool. I want to get a gold border for all these characters. And I really wish I did not do this. Like you should do it eventually, don't get me wrong. But right now I do not think it's the time. It costs you 20,000 to get them to level 2 and you get 1 ability, which sometimes it's good, right? Like Stamina Spare isn't terrible. But then you get ones like this, right? You get like a greed effect, like Cloudy Days, or you get Fall Runner. Like these really aren't worth it at all. 20,000 just to get this. And then it ramps up quick. So as you see, all these characters with the gold borders, to get that, you have to spend 100,000 to go from level 2 to level 3. So each one of these costs 120,000 monies each. And I think there's way, way, way better ways to spend your monies right now. Not saying these abilities are bad, just that I think a way more important thing to do is to spend it on your support cards. This is by far the most important thing. And I've started to get my way out of the hole of spending all of my stuff on my Umas rather than the support cards. I'm finally starting to get some of them built. I finally got my Ano Top Gun and where is she? My Sweet Toe Show to level 45. I finally got my Kita-san to level 45. But I would really recommend, until you have a solid amount of support cards, not just 6. Like I got 6, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Now I can start working on Umas. No, don't do that. I would really try and get a solid at least 10 to 12 before you even consider it. These are just so much more value. And trying to level them up, they get expensive. Like if you look at Oguri Cap here, just getting to level 30, it cost me what? 31,000 just to get to 26. To get to 30 is 47,000. And then say, like I still can't even get this up, right? I want to get my Manhattan Cafe, another really good SR card up. It would cost me 150,000. That's almost slightly more than getting a character to potential level 3. So it's like, you know, 2 abilities versus an insane SR card, even SSR card. Support card is just way more value. I would definitely save your monies for this until you have a really solid deck of support cards to use. Now, moving away from the monies, another thing I wanted to talk about. I think this is the most dependent one is the statue exchange. So I have spent a few. Not too many though. I think I probably had like 250 and I probably maybe 275. So I probably spent about 100. You get these when you pull and through some events, but they're pretty rare from events. You kind of mostly get them from the pulls, and they let you buy shards to eventually get your character to either, you know, a 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, possibly even a 5-star. But if you don't know how it works, they start off, you can buy 25 for the cost of 1. Once you buy all 25, it's like I bought 25 from McQueen, then you could buy another 25 for the cost of 2. And then after that, it'll be 25 for the cost of 3, and I'll just keep ramping up and ramping up. I would recommend holding on to these. I think there's 2 ways you can do it, right? So you either hold on to these for the character that you really, really like. It's like McQueen is my favorite character. This is my favorite version of her. So that's why I ended up buying some of these. Eventually, I'll probably buy some more to try and get her to rank 4 and possibly rank 5. Do I think that's like the meta way to do things? Probably not really. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold it for like my favorites and try and get them to rank 5. That's one way. But the other thing you could do, if you do want to spend some now, I did a little bit, is you could find a character that is like a 1 or 2-star that you want as a good parent, right? It's like Vodka and Dwight Scarlet are good examples. Everyone should have them. Start at 2-star, and you know, if to get the ult on a parent, they need to be at 3-star or higher. You can't pass down the ult until you get them to 3-star. It's also when you get their outfit. I love Dwight Scarlet's outfit. I really like her as a character. And I'm trying to build her as a parent because she's one of the only front runners I have, and I want to make McQueen a front runner. So I ended up exchanging a little bit just so I can get her to rank 3 so that she can be McQueen's parent and pass down her ultimate, which is a good for front runner, such as like the McQueen that I'm trying to build. So you can keep that in mind if you do want to spend some now. Is maybe look into the character's ults and see which one you would want to pass down and like which you would want to use as a parent, and maybe spend a little bit just to get them to 3-star. But again, I would personally recommend holding on to these for now and waiting for like either a character you really like or like a meta character if you're into that. And then carrots and pulling. Personally, I have not been doing this because I'm still trying to get Teo, but I've seen this rule spoken on some JP people. I've seen some posts talking about it, and I think it's a pretty good rule. I'm not saying you have to do this. I understand sometimes it just gets tempting, but I would really try, especially if you're free to play, so hold on to 30,000 carrots before you start spending them. So if you've ever played like another gacha game, usually pity carries over between banners. This game, they don't carry over. You get the trainee exchange points, but once this banner's over, they're gone. You get clovers. And it takes 200 clovers to get 1 pull. And each one of these gives you 1. So that means if you did 200 pulls and you did an exchange, that means you get 1 pull. That is a terrible, terrible return rate. So I would personally wait until you have at least 30,000 carrots before rolling on anything. And really, I would try and get even more. I would make that like a goal of saying always have 30,000 and then trying to get to 60,000 before rolling on anything if you're free to play. That way, even if you do get unlucky, you still have the 30,000 after that you can hold in case like something insane comes out. Like if the next like Kidda-san comes out, then you can get dupes of it. So I would really try and make a golden rule of always having at least 30,000. Even ideally 60,000 or higher. But I know that's a huge ask, so I totally get it if you don't want to do that. But just keep that in mind. You could end up rolling and not getting what you want and losing all that pity. And then lastly, last thing I wanted to talk about was where is it? I'm drawing a blank. I'm gonna need Ray to edit this. Frick.
Hello.
And lastly, for anyone that doesn't know, I actually didn't know this for a tiny bit. I can't believe I let this slip by for a little bit, but you get horseshoes. You get these by getting rid of dupes. I'll show you how to get rid of dupes if you don't know how to do that in a second. But every month you could buy, I believe it's 2. Maybe, I think it's only 1 of these, and I think you can get 2 of these. So you can get 2 UMA tickets, you can get 2 support card tickets, and 1 SR plus guarantee ticket for gold. Same thing for silver. And you can do it for rainbow, but you'll probably never get rainbow. The gold ones is when you discard SR cards, the rainbows is when you discard SSR cards, and the silver is when you discard R cards. To get rid of those, All you have to do is come to enhance, go to support cards, storage, and this will show you. Once you have this checked, hide cards needed to uncap. You can just hit this and then select all of them, and you can just convert all these right here, and you'll get some extra stuff. So that's really nice. You get some extra pulls every month. Keep that in mind. A lot of gacha games do that. If you ever played a Hoyo game, they do that. Wuthering Waves does it. So just remember every month that you could do that. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Hopefully save some people from getting some unfortunate spendings and then having no monies left or no carrots left and not getting the carrots they want. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around. Bye-bye!